So hello folks, in this video I am going to talk about what should be in the portfolio of your becoming an UX designer. So you might be someone who is starting or preparing for becoming an UX designer. तो आपको रोल तो पता ही होगा कि एक UX designer क्या करता है अपने जॉब में, राइट? So जो आपका पोर्टफोलियो होता है, द पोर्टफोलियो फॉर UX designer is उनका पहचान पत्र समझ लो एक तरह से कि अगर आपके पोर्टफोलियो में ये चीज़ मैनेज करें that shows the recruiter that these are the things that you have done. So now there could be two people, one who is actually just a fresh UX designer, one who is someone already doing a job and want to transition to an UX designer role. Let's talk about कि portfolio में क्या क्या चीज़ें होनी चाहिए. In portfolio, if you have 3 projects, 2 the redesigning project and 1 the project that you have built from the scratch, that would be a very good thing. So when I talk about the redesigning the application, what does it mean? So maybe if you are using some application in your phone, it can be a bank or maybe Swiggy, e-commerce, any kind of app, and you feel that this is the screen that needs to be changed. Like when you will be preparing for the UX designer, you must be reading about the design principles, typography, color psychology, user experience, and many more, right? So implement all those learning in that thing. If you feel that this is the screen that can be improved in a much better way, try to redesign it and add this in your portfolio that I have redesigned this screen or maybe an application, and show it like why you have redesigned it, what was the reason for redesigning it, and what you have done. Imagine like if you are starting a very new project from the scratch, like from identifying the problem statement, designing the information architecture, getting those user interviews, doing the analysis, that coming up with solution, then designing the high fidelity, low fidelity design, then a whole user interface, like the number of the screens, user flow, prototype, and many more, right? If you are doing all those things from a scratch and you are not sure of like where to start, from what to do, it would be a very hard task for you. So what you can do is just look on the applications that you already have in your phone, or maybe someone who has already created, read some case studies of the other designers that they have worked on, get some basic understanding, get an idea, and then you can start creating a projects of your own. So as I said, have 2 projects that you have redesigned it, 1 project that you are starting from the scratch, and mention everything in your portfolio, like what was your role. It can be like you were the only person who is doing everything, so write it in that portfolio that these are the things that you have done and how you came up to that solution. Like if you have watched my previous video where I was talking about the note application, that you have to design and note application, and the competitors are Evernote and the Notion. You could have looked into Notion and Evernote, and then you need to think about like what unique thing that I can add. So you have to be creative if you want to become an UX designer, and as I said, देखना पड़ेगा, inspirations लेनी पड़ेंगे दूसरे application से, design से, and then you can start building from scratch. तो first is the portfolio, second is the resume. resume में आप add करोगे, like if you are someone जिसने पहले से job किया है तो उसमें add करो कि आपने पहले job में क्या किया है, उसमें जो भी आपने किया है वो आपको UX designer बनने में कैसे help करता है. And if you are someone who is a self learner UX designer, तो you can also write it like how you have started or how you have learned the UX design. Second thing that you need to mention in your resume is the tools that you have learned. Maybe you have learned the Figma or Adobe XD or the Sketch. So write it in that resume. There are some companies that who ask just for the Figma or the Adobe XD, but it's not a limitation right now. If you know how to use the Figma or any particular app tool, you can easily learn the other tools like whatever you did in a particular organization. And if you have done something new in UX design, like as I said, you have picked up some problem that you have seen maybe near around you, and then you came up with a solution, write it down. In one of my interview, I felt at some time that he is not confident about my skills. Then I showed him my project. I opened my Figma and showed him to the project that I have worked on, and that project or the problem statement was something that I have picked up by my own self, that this is the problem I think people are facing right now. And I did the user interview or talked to the people. I talked to the actual users of that application who can use. I took the feedback, and then those feedbacks I have documented in a one place, and that also I have showed to the interviewer that see what my user or the person who is going to use this application said about this. If you also get a chance, or if you get something like of this kind, add it somewhere, document it somewhere, and when you go for an interview or anything, just show them. When I showed them my Figma file, I showed them my naming conventions, how I have organized all those files, how I have managed the screens. I showed them the user flow, I showed them the prototyping, like I have done from all the things from the scratch. from identifying the problem statement, creating that information architecture, doing the user interview, getting the feedbacks, of course the user interface as well. I showed them each and everything. What was my thought process, why I have used this color, why I have used this font, what was the size of this particular heading or the normal text. So document the things that you feel that you have used your cognitive power or intelligence. The main intention of the recruiter is know what's your thought process. It can also happen that they would give you a problem and can ask like how you are going to solve it. Like in one of my interview, they have that person was a senior UI designer and he asked me to create an screen on that particular interview time. I shared my screen and then I designed, and he was saying that just let me know that what you are thinking about it. I took some time and I started designing it, and I told him that why I'm designing this, what's my thought process, and he was highly impressed by it. So if you get a chance to do these kind of things, if you get a chance to show your skills, just do it. So this was all about the portfolio and the resume. Let me know in comments if you have any doubt and I'll try to resolve it. So till then, bye bye, take care, keep smiling.